What's up? What's up? Good morning, guys. I see you guys in the chat. I see you killing it. What's up, Tactical Tinkerer? Hey, Rage Flowers. How's it going, guys? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. We got a lot to talk about. Of course, naturally, you know, as with the news, there is always a lot to cover. We'll be going through a bunch of different stuff. Looks like, ooh, oh, and this just got posted this morning. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna pull that one up for us to talk about. Just making sure that see if there's any additional news that I can cover today. While I'm looking, though, I'll give you guys some personal news. It is now over a week that I've been sober of marijuana. Super excited about that. Makes me very unproductive. Makes me very complacent. I don't like smoking. I can't handle my weed. I can't handle my weed. What's it called? I just I don't know. I don't know how to do it in moderation. I have a moderation issue. So it's better if I just don't do it. That's what I've decided. I've quit a couple of times, but I think this is the time that I'm finally just not gonna go back. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. I don't drink either though, so now I'm gonna be super boring. Sorry guys, super boring. I'm gonna have all this energy, be super focused. It's gonna suck. Too bad for a lot of you. You're gonna have to get used to it though, so I don't know what to tell you. Let's see, what other articles do we have up today? I'm glad I looked at, I was looking at the Gateway Pundit while I was talking to you guys, and I did find a good article for this morning, so that's good. What is this? I don't have any good stories today. If you guys have any good news stories, please send them to me. I need, like, a good news story for the day. I didn't find any. It's a lot of bad things. A lot of bad news. I tried to find some good news. Good morning, all. What's up, Bach? I did try to find some good news. I did not find any. So if you guys have any good stories that I could cover, I would love to. I want to cover some good stories at the end. No, I'm not seeing any here. Well, and then I know Post Millennial is not gonna have any good stories. All they ever post is doom and gloom. Let's see, nope. Sanctions. What? Okay, whatever. What other articles can I look at? Oh, here, I should probably check the New York Post. Let's see, wait, what? Threat to all of it. What is that? Okay, hang on. I think New York Post is clickbaiting here. I'm gonna give him my click. Let's find out what is this? Threat to all of us. Obama makes first public remarks on Charlie Kirk's death. Okay. Barack Obama decries Charlie Kirk's horrific murder as nation hits inflection point. Threat to all of us. What is going on here? Hello? You guys see this? Hang on. What is going on here? Stop it. So it's all like breaking. What's going on? I've never had that happen. That's weird. Oh, is it because I was already logged into the New York Post? Yeah, it's only doing it to the New York Post articles. Very weird. What I'll do is I will send the articles to my Discord, and then I'll just pull them back up. Speaking of which, if you guys are not on the Discord, I highly recommend you join the Discord. We share news and talk about politics and stuff on the Discord. It's free to join the Discord. Join anytime you want. And send me stories that you want me to cover. It would help a lot. Did that fix it? I just had to close one window. Are we good? We're solid? Do I have to like go through and open all the windows now? Make sure that we're good before we get into the news? No, we're fine. Okay. Well, I'm gonna pull that story back up because the one I deleted. Oh, now it's giving me the business again. What, did they delete the article or something? Every time I pull it up, it gives me the business. Okay. Well, what if I? Weird. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm just trying to pull up the New York Post, guys. I don't know why the New York Post doesn't want me to pull them up. Very confused. Wait, is it because I'm logged in? Is it because I'm logged into the Post and now it's getting confused? Okay, well, there I have that one pulled up. What if I pull this one up? And then it breaks. Okay, so New York Post does not want me to have two articles open right now. What? Okay, so I'm not allowed to have more than one New York Post article up right now. But I sent both of those articles to myself. So I'm going to pull up the Obama one again. Because I wanted to talk about Charlie Kirk anyway. Try dumping the link into the archive of the Wayback Machine, bro. No, I don't think it's the... I don't know what's going on. It doesn't want me to have multiple articles up from the New York Post right now. I don't know. Because as soon as I tried to pull this one up, it broke my other two. You're Your guess is as good as mine. Why is my background appearing? I changed my bedding so this wouldn't happen, and look at this. Look at this. What? Why? Why are you appearing? Look, guys, look, my bed is made. My bed is made, I guess. You guys can see my bed. In breaking news, Tyler made his bed. Except the fucking... Do I need the light brighter? What's going on? I don't know. That seemed to help a little bit. I changed the color of the light. Anyway, that's annoying. I changed it so it wouldn't appear, and now it's appearing. Whatever. Let's finally get into the article, huh? Barack Obama decries Charlie Kirk's horrific murder as nation hits inflection point, says it's a threat to all of us. Well, he would be right. Former President Barack Obama believes the nation is at an inflection point following Charlie Kirk's assassination, as the Democrat said it is in his first public comments on the tragedy Tuesday that the conservative commentator's death was a tragedy regardless of his views. So I'm glad he said that. Quote, and then when it happens to somebody, even if you think they're quote unquote on the other side of the argument, that's a threat to all of us, and we have to be clear and forthright and condemn it, as he addressed the shocking murder during a Pennsylvania forum. Regardless of where you are on the political spectrum, what happened to Charlie Kirk was horrific and a tragedy. Yeah, thank you, Obama. Thanks, Obama. Unironic thank you, Obama, for saying that. He also accused President Trump and his administration of fueling the sharp political division across I spoke too fucking soon. God damn it. Okay. So, all right, yeah, so regardless of where you are on the political spectrum, what happened to Charlie Kirk was horrific and a tragedy, but I'll say this. Those extreme views were not in my White House. I wasn't empowering them. I wasn't putting the weight of the United States government behind them, he claimed, according to the Erie Times News. No, well, I'll give Obama that. He was a piece of crap. He did a lot of things wrong, but he did not use government to go after his political figures in the way that, say, like Biden did. I'm sure there's examples, but clearly the tension has been ratcheting up. Just look at the Biden administration. Biden administration went after so many different people from the Trump administration once they left office. So sure, he's technically not wrong here. Those extreme views were not in my White House, but they were starting to blossom there, Brock. They were starting to blossom there. Your administration started it. Well, it's like you were also a part of ratcheting it up. You may not have been as extreme as your predecessor, but you know, when we have the weight of the United States government behind extremist views, we've got a problem. What extremist views are you talking about? This is the kind of rhetoric that isn't good for the country. Like, if he had just left it at this comment, boom, that's fine. But then he goes down here and it says, when we have the weight of the United States government behind extremist views, we've got a problem. Oh, extremist views like murdering babies? Extremist views like mutilating children so that they could biologically appear as the opposite sex? What kind of weight of the United States government is backing extremist views, I wonder? Extremist views like non-citizens should have the exact same rights as actual citizens? Extremist views like that? Oh no, you mean the complete opposite of what I just said. Oh, yeah. Interesting. And so your original question was, are we at an inflection point? We're at an inflection point in the sense that we always have to fight for our democracy, and we have to fight for those values that have made this country the envy of the world. Look, obviously I didn't know Charlie Kirk. I was generally aware of some of his ideas. I think those ideas were wrong, but that doesn't negate the fact that what happened was a tragedy and that I mourn for him and his family. Kirk was shot. Yeah, okay, so we don't have to go back into that. Really? The first public comments from Obama Tuesday come after he tweeted last week in the aftermath saying, so this was last week when he wrote this, and I guess we didn't have all the information now, but he should have an updated tweet, because now this is just false information. Quote, we don't yet know what motivated the person who shot and killed Charlie Kirk, but this kind of despicable violence has no place in our democracy. Michelle and I will be praying for Charlie's family tonight, especially his wife Erica and their 2 young children. He wrote on X just hours after the assassination. Here, actually, let's go pull up his X. Has he made another comment since then, clarifying that it was a Democrat that killed Charlie? There's no questioning behind that at this point, really. It's very clearly a Democrat that killed Charlie. If you had any questions before, I mean, just look at all the evidence we have now. He's dating a trans person. He's living with a trans person. He has text chains where he says he did this. I mean, there's a lot of different things. Well, what's their evidence? Their evidence is that he had a Republican family. I don't know. Weird. Let's see. Maybe more than the loss of Robert Redford. That was something he retweeted. This was a day after. We'll never forget that's just a 9/11 tweet. U.S. citizen detained by ICE for 3 days tells his story. That's from The Atlantic. New York Times. Supreme Court has signed off on such dubious practices without an explanation. Every American, including those who want tougher enforcement for immigration laws. Yeah, so he hasn't made a comment since then. Are you going to denounce your party and all the things they've been saying, dude? You want to say that we're up in the rhetoric? What did he say? You have extremist views? Extremist views like what, dude? Like that you should kill your political opponents? Because right now there's only one side advocating for that. And all the Republicans that are advocating for that, I don't consider them Republicans. I consider them agitators, or possibly even foreign adversaries acting on, an opportunity. I'm gonna jump to this next story because it follows that. But let me read some of your guys' chats. I see you guys popping off in here. Breaking news, Cole. Morning, G-Nels. How it goes? It's going. Greetings from Arizona. What's up, Rambo? Obama's team are the ones that started all these ideological groups. Exactly. What I miss? What are we advocating for? We're talking about what Obama's comments. Obama said that basically he said that Charlie Kirk's assassination was a tragedy and terrible or horrific. But then he says, and then he goes on to say that he didn't, in his White House, he didn't have the extremist views that we have now backed by government. That's why I was just going through the list of the extremist views that Democrats have. I can't think of extremist views Republicans have. The only extremist views I could think of is we might start singing Papers, Please here soon. But ultimately, I'm fine with that because I actually carry my ID on me. And I want all the illegals out. But the reason I was saying that the people on the right that are calling for violence, they're either, one, they're dumb, or two, they're not even from the United States. Foreign disinformation about Charlie Kirk's killing seeks to widen U.S. divisions. And now, I think this is an important story for everybody. I want to remind everyone you should not believe the things you see on the internet without some backing to it. I always try to pull up articles. I try to pull up multiple articles about something if I can, because I want you guys to be as informed as possible. So don't believe everything you see on the internet. One example being, there was a lot of people yesterday that fell for Destiny. He tweeted out a email from Twitch where he got a ban notice. So everyone was cheering and celebrating. Oh, Destiny got banned. Congratulations. Haha, got what you deserve. Guys, he was banned in 2022. He was not banned from Twitch yesterday. He was banned in 2022. So he baited a bunch of people and everyone ran with it. And it was hilarious because it's very easily verifiable. And even people were tweeting about it even after it got community noted. So don't believe everything you see. Don't believe everyone that says something. Don't even believe me every time I say something. If I say something and you're like, I'm not sure about that, all right, go fact check me. Please, go fact check me. Go make sure, hold my feet to the fire. I want to make sure I'm putting out good information. I don't ever want to put out false information. All of my opinions are supposed to be based on truth and reality, and if I'm not giving you the guys the truth and the reality of a situation, then my opinion is going to be flawed as well. But anyway, so yeah, foreign disinformation about Charlie Kirk's killing seeks to widen U.S. divisions. So it looks like the Associated Press writes here, Russia moved to amplify online conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk's killing just hours after it happened, seeding social media with the frightening claim that America is slipping into civil war. You may have seen a lot of posts about that. A lot of people have saying that we're slipping into civil war. Now, there's not everyone saying that is moved by Russia or motivated by Russia. There's a lot of people pointing out in our current political climate that things are ratcheting up, things are heating up. One side doesn't want to turn things down while they claim the other side isn't. Either. It's interesting. You have one side saying that we should kill people for their political opinions, and then that same side saying that they're not going to tone down their rhetoric until the other side does. That's not how that works. Not how that works. So we're down here, you're up here. You don't tell us to go down further. That's not how that works. But it also reads here, Chinese and pro-Iranian groups also spread disinformation about the shooting, with those loyal to Iran's interest backing anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, while bots linked to Beijing claim that Kirk's death shows the United States is violent, polarized, and dysfunctional. Well, you know, we'd have a lot more evidence to point at Beijing for those same claims if they didn't hide all of their news stories from us, or hide a majority of them. They don't like things getting out, you know. But as far as the anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, that's all they are. The Jewish anti-Semitic, whatever you want to call them. I don't really care if they're anti-Semitic or not. The conspiracy theories about Israel or the Jews having living literally anything to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination, honestly, it just makes you look dumb. There's plenty of other situations where you can point to and be like, hey, that is suspect. This particular situation doesn't seem to be that. What this seems like is just homegrown domestic terrorism, fueled by, you know, gender ideology and leftist ideology, which is something that we've seen ratcheting up in recent years. I don't think it has anything to do with the Jews. I don't think it has anything to do with Israel. And those of you spreading the fake conspiracy theories regarding that, I think you need to go outside and touch some more grass. I don't think you're touching enough of it. There's no evidence for it. Once there's evidence for it, then maybe you can make the conspiracy theory. But as of right now, if your only evidence is, oh, Charlie Kirk talked about Israel one time, I don't care. I really don't care. There's so many more people that we're doing a better job at pointing out the atrocities brought to us by Israel than Charlie Kirk. They wouldn't have targeted him over that. It's ridiculous. America's adversaries have long used fake social media accounts, online bots, and disinformation to depict the U.S. as a dangerous country beset with extremism and gun violence. Kirk's killing has provided another opportunity for those overseas eager to share public understanding while inflaming political polarization. Quote, Charlie Kirk's death and the coming civil war, tweeted Russian ultra-nationalist Alexander Dugin, whose influence earned him the moniker Putin's brain, referring to Russia's president. Pro-Russia bots blamed Democrats and predicted more violence. Russia state media published English-language articles with headlines claiming a conspiracy orchestrated by shadowy forces. Was Charlie Kirk's killer a pro? And for those of you still wondering that, no, he was not a pro. I am not an avid shooter. I am a pretty good shot. I could have made that shot. I could have made that. It's not a difficult shot to make, especially with the gun that he was using. So for those of you saying that this was professional, no, it wasn't. You even look at the evidence after the fact. He didn't even have a good getaway. The only reason he got away was people were in a panic. And he wasn't going to be gotten away for long because we were closing in on him. That, and he had people around him that would have ratted him out. Even if his father didn't. So he was not getting away from this. This is not professional. Foreign disinformation makes up a tiny fraction of the overall online discourse about Kirk's death, but it could undermine any efforts to heal political divisions or even spur further violence. Yes, and other people will get these thoughts into their head because of the disinformation, and they will go on to spread it or make conspiracies of their own, and that's the issue, and that's the goal of doing this. The goal isn't to actually convince people. The goal is to seed them with disinformation so they can make up their own theories. Oh, I do have to update that. Yeah, sorry, Sean. Thank you. Sean just messaged me and told me it's my stream bot needs updating. That's one of the things I forgot to update. Don't miss a stream. I go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I need to update that. That's old. I haven't updated that in a minute. Wow. Adversaries tailor disinformation. In each case, those spreading the disinformation have tailored it for their own ends. Chinese propaganda has focused on the violent nature of Kirk's death, painting the U.S. as a nation of violent gun owners and political extremists. Russian voices have tried to tie Kirk's death to support for Ukraine, even spreading a conspiracy theory that the Ukrainian government killed Kirk because of his criticism for that of that aid. Wow, I haven't heard that one yet. That's a funny one. Guys, Ukraine killed Kirk. Pro-Iranian groups took a different tactic, claiming Israel was behind Kirk's death, and the suspect was set up to take the fall. The conspiracy theory caught on with white supremacist groups in the U.S., showing how corrosive claims can easily spread online despite oceans and linguistic and cultural barriers. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You guys spreading the disinformation. You're doing Iranian. You're doing the You're doing the bidding of Iran when you talk about these conspiracies. You're doing the bidding of Iran when you talk about these conspiracies. Unless you have evidence that Jews were involved, you're just spreading Iranian propaganda. Congratulations. False and misleading claims can spread quickly following the big news events as people go online to look for information. Artificial intelligence programs that can create lifelike video and audio can make it even harder to find the truth, as AI chatbots that routinely offer up false information. And guys, we're getting there. We're getting closer and closer. The meme review I got for you guys this Friday. What are you talking about, Sean? Breaking news: Ukraine says Poland did it. What was I talking about? Oh, this Friday, though, I have my meme show. And, guys, I have, like, 2 videos of, what is it, JB Pritzker and Mayor Karen Bass. And their AI videos, they have their voice down to a T. Their mouths move perfectly. And they're saying things that they would never say. It's an AI video. It's captioned as AI. But if I just showed you the video and they weren't being absolutely retarded with what they were saying, you might actually believe it. Because the way that they're saying it and the way they're moving is perfect. The AI has gotten to the point now where it can do this. It can fake these things. So it's going to be getting really, really hard in the coming years to determine what is real and fake. You guys need to be aware of this. AI is getting to the point now where even I can be fooled by it. I used to be able to point it out rather easily. Now I have to watch it a few times before I'm like, okay, I think that's AI. And I'm talking about very specific posts. I know it's not all of them. There's still plenty that are like, all right, that's obviously AI. But I'm saying that there are ones where people legitimately try to make it real. And it's getting to the point where they can. It's getting to the point where it's indistinguishable. And that does worry me. Calls for social media companies to crack down. Regardless of the source of the information, social media companies should do more to stop both foreign disinformation and domestic calls for violence, said Imran Ahmed, CEO of the Center for Countering Digital Hate, which tracks online disinformation. I agree with the calls for violence. We should absolutely be cracking down on that. We're going to be talking about Pam Bondi's comments saying she's going to go after people for hate speech. No, don't do that. Hate speech is free speech. Domestic calls for violence are just calls for violence in general. That is not free speech. Unfortunately, disinformation can be free speech as well, depending on if it's their opinion. But if they're sharing it as factual and it damages someone's reputation, that is, that becomes a legal thing. But hate speech is absolutely free speech. Posts calling for retaliatory violence following Kirk's death have been seen 43 million times on X alone, according to the center's research, though it can't say which post came from foreign sources. Well, we don't need to read the rest of this, but yeah, so I just wanted to pull this guy, up, guys. Obviously, our adversaries are going to take advantage of the situation. They always do. They always have. And you guys need to be aware of that. You guys need to be ready to combat the disinformation. Again, don't believe everything you see. Not everything you see on the internet's real. I'm sorry, I still have to say that in 2025. But yeah, not everything you see online is real, guys. Not everything you see online is real. Not everything you see online is real either. What's up? What about Crowder's hair trigger defense strategy, Tyler? I want to know your thoughts on it. I would have to see the video. Can you send me a video of it? Let's see, what did Sean say? Lol, sick of shitty gov. I saw Tyler's thumbs yesterday. Tyler is in fact an AI bot. No, I'm not. You guys see this? Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous of my double joints. Boom. Boom. Oh, wait, I can go even further with it. Woo! Oh, look, both of them. Bam. Look at that. Can your thumb go that far? I don't think so. You know who's getting picked up when you need a hitchhike? Me. I'm getting picked up first. What are you doing, huh? Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting picked up first. I'm getting picked up first. Let's see. Got to get my Tyler news. What's up, bye-bye, YouTube? I burned my AI on my business website. It put up free shipping to Israel, and my company loves MAGA. After I changed my avatar on YouTube, on all of Google's network. No, I would not stop, man. You're not stopping for me? Well, you're not I got hitchhiker thumbs. You're not stopping? Rude. You guys are rude. Clanker free zone. Sorry to break it to you, shitty gov, but all my songs are AI. Anyway. My sister can touch the back of her hand with her thumb, and I hate it so much. I can't do that. My thumb doesn't bend like that. It doesn't bend like that. Can't go back that far. Like this doesn't bend far. It's just the top. Anyway. Man, you'd catch a big old catfish if you went noodling. Yeah, wiggling it around. Probably good at thumb war. Oh, absolutely. I just dodged the competition. You're like, you can't even touch this. And you can't, bam! Anyway, I think we derailed long enough. I want Tyler with the thumb wrestling jukes. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, what else were you guys saying in the chat? Candace is beside herself over the Jews, and it's just too much. She's losing it. A lot of people lose it over the Jew stuff. Look, I don't like what Israel or the Jews do a lot of the time either, but it's not always them, guys. Buying grass is toxic right now. I just sprayed it for but grass is toxic right now. I just sprayed it for weeds. Well, maybe that's the issue. What's cracking, bros? Nothing much. Just the news. What are you guys saying now? Man, you'd catch a big old catfish. Great defense. Absolutely great defense. You just dodge them. Guys. Every time. All right. Before we move on to the next story, I should probably do an ad read just because Rumble wants me to. Oh, wait. Here. I wanted to do this for the... So we are going to move to this next story, but let me just close the picture for a second. I want to make sure I do the ad read right for Rumble. Rumble wants me to do them a certain way. I want to make sure that you guys can see the QR code. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Boom. Right in the middle of the screen. Right there, guys. There's the ad on screen. You guys still haven't tried 1775 coffee? Well, now's your shot. 1775 starter kit just dropped. Only 1,000 units. You're getting the bold, dark roast that hits hard, the smooth medium roast, and the Vitality mushroom coffee for clean energy and laser focus, no crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin-free, and mold-free, plus you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom isn't scooped with plastic, a frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions, and a black 1775 tumbler, $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for $99. This is for the ones who've been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. Guys, go get your coffee if you need a re-up on your coffee. Now, I personally don't need coffee, but if I were to ever try coffee, I would definitely try 1775 coffee. They seem pretty friggin' based. So go check them out, guys. Go check them out. All right, so that was the ad. That was the ad for that. Let's go back to here. Let's see. Pull this up. So I thought this was a hilarious turn of events. I mean, it's not really hilarious, but it kind of is when you think about it. So you guys know about that one guy that was on video saying that he was the Charlie Kirk shooter, and he's like, shoot me, I was the shooter. Even though he didn't have a gun and he was not, it wasn't him. He was just a distraction. And here he is. Elderly man who falsely claimed responsibility for Charlie Kirk's shooting, charged with obstruction of justice and child pornography. George Zinn admitted to UCSO SVU investigators that he gets sexual gratification from viewing and sharing the CSAM images and others. Now, for those of you that don't know what CSAM is, that's child abuse material. So yeah, why would you admit that to investigators? Probably because this guy wasn't smart to begin with. George Zinn, 71, the man who was arrested and detained in the moments right after the Kirk assassination. He was later released as he was not the shooter, was booked on charges of obstruction of justice as well as possession of child abuse material. According to a press release in the Utah County Sheriff's Office at Utah Valley University, Zinn was attending an event where a shooting occurred shortly after the shooting, and while people were fleeing the area, Zinn was seen yelling that he had shot Charlie Kirk. UVU police took Zinn into custody and transported him to the UVU police department. At the time, Zinn was not cooperative with law enforcement and did not want to speak with investigators. Zinn began to have a medical issue and was transported to a local hospital. While at the hospital, Zinn did freely state that he was not the shooter, but yelled he was to hinder law enforcement's response. Now, was that a planned? Like, had he planned to hinder law enforcement's response, or did he just see it as an opportunity to be like, oh yeah, screw that guy? Because there were people in the audience that cheered. There wasn't everyone, but there were people in the audience that cheered. There were people that hopped the barriers and began stealing hats feet away from his, fleeting self. I don't know how to describe that in a more pleasant way. yeah, feet away, Charlie Kirk is bleeding out with his daughter there, and they're hopping the barrier to steal hats from him. So there were people in the audience that certainly did not care that this had happened. So it could be that it wasn't planned. He just saw it as an opportunity to help whoever did it. Authorities added that while Zinn was at the medical center, he admitted to authorities that he yelled that he was the shooter in order to help the real suspect get away. Yeah, but like, it's just interesting. I wonder how much he knew. I'm sure they're looking into it. During the interview, the agents asked to look at Zinn's phone, and Zinn agreed to let them. Zinn told the agents that he uses his phone to view and abuse child. Wait, what? View and abuse. Okay, I don't know why they have abuse, child sex abuse material, and there may have been some images on his phone. Those agents did see several images on the phone for prepubescent girls, scantily dressed. Disgusting. During a review of Zinn's phone, there were at least 20 images of children ages 5 to 12 years old and different poses. Oh, God. As well as in varying stages of undress. Zinn was also sharing the images with others and was involved in very graphic message threads. I hope they use his phone to go after those sick fucks, too. Quote, Zinn was admitted to UCSO SVU investigators that he admitted to investigators that he gets gratification from viewing these as well as sharing them with others, and that his preferred victim wow, he just gave it all away, huh? Just gave it all away. He's like, oh yeah, I like him 5 to 12 years old. I send him to other people. I got some images on my phone. Like, this guy's a freaking retard, man. Freaking retard. Please rot in prison the rest of your life, dude. This guy's already 71. Death penalty. Not for this guy. This guy can just rot in prison. This guy can rot in prison. That's fine. Rot for the rest of your life, dude. I hope it was worth it. That's what I think. We've got one more story on the Charlie Kirk stuff. I want to see what you guys are saying in the comments. Good thing he gave himself away. Exactly. Good thing. Found the clip, Tyler. Oh, okay. Well, here we can move to that. Talks about it around 9 minutes until the end. Okay. I'll pull it up, and then we're gonna. I have another Charlie Kirk story. This is Crowder's bits. Okay, here, I'll pull it up. We'll react to it. Let's see, what are we talking about here? Okay. Set it 9 minutes.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events.
Sky, that the United States will not have peace.
Not just be afraid to speak, be afraid of death. Right. They should be afraid to die when they go to these rallies. That's what he's saying. And by rallies, we mean conversations. Yeah. There is, we were talking about this yesterday, there is no tamer way of doing it than having a conversation with somebody. There are different ways to set it up and do that, but it's just overall, it's not going out there and just rah-rahing a crowd necessarily. Having a conversation with somebody, debating ideas, going back and forth on why you believe what you believe. That's the bedrock of this society. You can't do that. No. That's too much.
Well, I think his premise is flawed. He said that the people on the right aren't afraid. They don't fear. They do fear.
He has no idea.
They do fear. You have all the security. You fear. The difference is, and what he's angry about, is that the right has courage.
Right. Yeah.
That's what he doesn't have.
Yeah, the left forgets what that is. The left forgets what courage is. I have fear all the time. As I'm sure many of you in the chat do. But the difference between fear and courage is that courage, you still act even while you're afraid. You realize the dangers, you realize the fears, but you act anyway.
He's angry.
He doesn't have to have the courage because he is not afraid to go out in public and do his copycat change my mind.
Right. And also, what does that tell you? That tells you that people like Destiny have conceded the war of ideas. They have lost. If your last resort is to intimidate the opposing side into silence, it means you've lost. And we genuinely have never called.
I get it. Destiny is a POS. I was making the case yesterday, which I could pull up that thread maybe, but I was sharing an article with his viewers, and it was funny because I told him he was responding to a clip from G. Morgan Jr. Gerald, and he was like, this guy tweets at me all the time. Why won't they ever have me on their show? Yada yada. And I told him, I was like, why should anyone platform a liar and a degenerate like you that calls for violence against us? Why would we ever platform someone that wants us to die? Literally, Why should I platform someone that wants me dead? Sure, let's debate ideas while they call for my death. Just like Steven Crowder saying here, they have lost the battle of the mind. They want us to get violent because that's the only way for them to win. Crowder endpoint is about hair trigger defenses. He was talking about it during his show a couple days ago, but I couldn't find that one. Well, we're almost there at the end. It's about a minute or 2 minutes left.
Having conversations to be banned. We want as many people to hear them as possible because the more they speak, the more we win. I want people to be able to look at a side-by-side, the original, the copy, and see who's better and see who has the better ideas. That's why I say, please, do not even disrupt the left's events if they're having conversations or lectures. Do not. Just as surely, I want you to fear for your life, and you should if you come to ours. Yeah. That's the violence I am advocating for. It is lawful, and the left has been afforded grace. People like Destiny and the people who follow him, who show up at the events, have been afforded grace that they would never ever have been afforded if it was just taking place at a crosswalk or in a restaurant. That era is over, and you can comment below if you think that's too extreme. No one would blame you for defending yourself. It's your moral obligation to do so. Hey, Rumble viewer.
So, Joey and I have actually been talking about this, and it is a question. I mean, at what point are you allowed to defend yourself? At what point are you allowed to defend yourself? Where's the line in self-defense? Because obviously, if someone is attacking you, that you're allowed to defend yourself. You should be able to defend yourself. Obviously, not everywhere allows you to. Cough, cough, California. But at what point are you allowed to defend yourself? If someone makes direct calls to kill me or hurt me, harm me in some way, harm other people, at what point am I allowed to be like, hey, I should stop that guy? Or do I need to wait for him to be mid-lunge? Do I need to wait for him to be mid-lunge coming at me with a knife? Do I need to be does he need to be mid-drawing his gun for me to be like, oh, now I can defend myself? At what point am I allowed to defend myself? While they're advocating for my death, do I need to wait for them to make the attempt? Is that when I can defend myself? Or can I defend myself based off am I allowed to defend myself based on them telling me they're going to harm me? Yeah, Tim Pool and his crew talked about this last night. The left is using group tactics to do this. And then there's that too. They'll splice up their rhetoric. Tim was breaking it. Tim had an excellent show last night. I implore everyone that watches my show, a lot of you already watched him, go watch Tim's stream from last night. Absolutely great episode from Tim. He broke down how the left will directly call for violence, but they'll do it in a way to where if you ever bring charges against one of them, that there's a case that, oh, well, they're not calling for violence, even though it's like, oh, you deserve what Charlie Kirk got. And then the next one will be like, I know where you live. And then it'll have the city. And then it'll be like, oh, I'll be in that city next week. See you soon. Well, all of those together tells me that that's a direct threat. But if I take them one by one because they're all different people, well, that's not a threat. That's not a direct threat. They're not saying that they're going to come and harm me, which is absolutely BS. Ian stated it isn't a conspiracy until something actually happens, and he is right. Yes, it was very good. And yeah, it isn't a conspiracy. Wait, it isn't a conspiracy until something actually happens. Can you clarify that, Wiggum? I'm not sure I understand. In Texas, as soon as they make a move, you can defend yourself. If they are trespassing, they are at your mercy. Oh, absolutely. That's how it should be in general with regards to protecting your property. Always be able to defend your property. If I tell someone to get off my property and they refuse, I should be able to defend it. I thought I had accidentally changed to a Crowder video. No, Boosh. I love Steven Crowder. If you guys ever want to have me react to Steven Crowder clips, absolutely. I love Steven Crowder. I need to start watching him more again. I actually found Tim through Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder's great. I love his Change My Minds. I wish he could still do those, but it's kind of hard to do that in today's world. Left is using group tactics. Yep. Even if I get step 2, spit on, something thrown at me, threatened at, etc., then it's on. Well, yeah, that I agree. And Trump has even said this. Trump has even said that he's calling for our police force to defend themselves even including if they get spit on or shoved or whatever. Absolutely, defend yourself. Defend yourself. You should absolutely defend yourself. Donald Trump is Jesus Christ. I don't know about that, Messenger. I don't think he's the second coming or anything. I would have believed that if the bullet, was a little more to the side when that attempt was made, and then he got back up still. Then I would say yes, he is. But anyway, 6 sheet of gov. Oh wait, the video you're talking about is the one from yesterday. The lies are sick video. He was talking about it in the beginning of the video around the 6-minute mark. Well, thank you, Jadius. I hope I said that right. If the left attacks you when you're defending yourself, give no quarter and fight until the threat is eliminated. It sounds awful, but that's where we are at. Maybe Tyler will play that one also if you link it. Let's see. What you are talking about can be considered a conspiracy because it is multiple people getting together to achieve a goal that is wrong, and you can't prosecute them until their goal happens. Right, and Tim was talking about that on the show last night, so that's the issue, right? Together, their string of comments could be a legitimate threat, but separated, you can't charge them individually. So you do kind of have to wait until they actually make the attempt, and that's the scary thing, and that's why everyone should stay strapped. Wait, second coming of Mos Chayak? What are you saying? Jesus Christ was mortal. Yes, but he did rise again. Let's see. And you can't prosecute him until their goal happens. No quarter, no mercy. In wartime, it means take no prisoners. Well, yeah, I mean, probably shouldn't take prisoners. You don't want them to be walking around after the war. They might have some resentment, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's see. I want to talk about Pam Bondi's comments, because Pam Bondi's fucking retard. Guys, I hate Pam Bondi. I really do. Oh, and we're stuck with her. That's the worst part. We're stuck with Pam Bondi because they're not going to confirm another attorney general if she gets ousted. So we're literally stuck with her, and it sucks. We have this from the Gateway Pundit. Matt Walsh demands Attorney General Pam Bondi's firing immediately for pushing, quote, hate speech route in Charlie Kirk assassination. Quote, we need the AG focused on taking down left-wing terror cells, not prosecuting Office Depot, for God's sake. Yeah, so do they have the video? I hope they have the video of her. They do. Okay. Yeah, we'll react to that. Pam Bondi's a freaking idiot. And for those of you that don't know, if you do like Pam Bondi, I hope you know she's the one that got Epstein, or helped get Epstein, his 2008 sweetheart deal that basically prevents us from going after any of his accomplices. And she's also the one handling it today, now. Crazy how that happens. Crazy how she's the one that gets him the 2008 deal, and then she's also now the one handling his case at the highest level possible. Interesting how that works, and crazy. But yeah, she's talking about how she wants to go after people for hate speech. And then Trump had a dumbass comment, too, telling an ABC reporter that, you've said bad things about me. Maybe she'll go after you next. And it did not sound like a joke. I'm usually pretty generous to Donald Trump. It did not sound like a joke. And we do need to be wary of that. Fallout from Charlie Kirk's tragic assassination continues to reverberate across America, and conservatives are not staying silent. Matt Walsh, a popular conservative commentator, is calling for the immediate firing of Attorney General Pam Bondi after what he describes as her weak response to shocking incident at an Office Depot in Michigan and the growing threat of left-wing terror cells. The Gateway Pundit spoke with Republican Kelly Sackett, who shared a shocking story involving 3 teenagers in Portage, Michigan. These young men had prepaid for posters intended for Charlie Kirk's prayer vigil, but when they arrived to pick them up, the Office Depot supervisor and manager arrogantly refused to hand them over. Guys, I know I've been talking a lot in these past few streams. Please, if you need to interrupt me, just I will stop and read all the Rumble rants. If you guys send me a Rumble rant, it blares into my ear, and I will stop reading to read your comment. If you have something to add, just send $1 or something. Literally just send $1. I will stop, and I will read your comment if you have something to add. But obviously, I will try to get to the comments after. It's just sometimes it's hard. Bondi was confirmed as a compromise. She's shit on 2A as well. Yeah. I DM'd it to him right before that timestamp. Did you DM me? Oh, look at that. You did DM me. What's up, Jadeus? Accept DM. Add you as a friend. Okay, we'll check that one out after this. Let's see. Yeah, so Matt Walsh, a popular conservative commentator, is calling for the immediate firing after her comments about the terror cells. Gateway pundit spoke with Republican Kelly Sackett, who shared a shocking story involving 3 teenagers in Portage, Michigan. These young men had prepaid for posters intended for a Charlie Kirk prayer vigil, but when they arrived to pick them up, the Office Depot supervisor and manager arrogantly refused to hand them over. When the boys asked why their posters were not printed, the Office Depot manager sneered, "We don't print propaganda." Which, yeah, I've seen that video, and that's wholly disgusting. This is the same day or the day after Charlie Kirk's assassination, and she said, "Oh, we don't print propaganda." It's literally for a dude's vigil. It's for a beloved individual's vigil. It's sick people. The person's been fired since, but teenagers tried to explain that the posters were simply for a memorial vigil, but the adult employees doubled down when the boys asked for their names. One employee admitted he was the print supervisor, while another claimed to be one of the managers. Both smugly insisted they would not print the order. After outrage exploded on social media, Office Depot corporate released a statement on X. I've gone over the statement. It basically just says that we're sorry, this is not in line with our values, and they no longer work there. So they were fired, as they should be. Instead of calling out the radical left-wing terror networks fueling the environment of hate, AG Pam Bondi went on Fox News and said, quote, "Employers, you have an obligation to get rid of people. You need to look at people who are saying horrible things, and they shouldn't be working with you. Businesses cannot discriminate. If you want to go in and print posters with Charlie's picture on them for a vigil, you have to let them do that. We can prosecute you for that. I have Harmeet Dillon right now in our civil rights unit looking at that immediately. That Office Depot had done that. We're looking at that. I don't fucking care. Pam Bondi, I don't fucking care. They're already fired. Don't go after Office Depot. I don't give a flying fuck. Go after the people calling for death and violence. What are you doing? Well, we're going to go after Office Depot. They're discriminating. I don't give a fuck. Go after the people calling for more violence. It's fucking stupid. Daily Wire host Matt Walsh unloaded on Bondi for wasting resources in an already settled issue while leftist radicals are still celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder. Exactly. This is already a settled issue. All these businesses, even the federal government, are firing people from their fucking jobs for the comments they're making on Charlie Kirk if the comments are disgusting. If they're celebrating in his death, they're being fired. I don't give a fuck to go after Office Depot. Office Depot didn't necessarily do anything wrong, and they fired the people immediately upon finding out about this. Let's see. What did Matt Walsh say? Quote, "Get rid of her today. This is insane. Conservatives have fought for decades for the right to refuse service to anyone. We won that fight. Now Pam Bondi wants to roll it all back for no reason. The employee who didn't print the flyer was already fired by the employer. This stuff is being handled successfully through free speech and free markets. This is totally gratuitous and pointless. We need an attorney general focused on bringing down the left-wing terror cells, not prosecuting Office Depot, for God's sake." Thank you, Matt Walsh. Let's see. Let's watch her. God, she's such an idiot.
Free speech, but you shouldn't be employed. That's horrific. It's free speech, but you shouldn't be employed anywhere if you're going to say that. And employers, you have an obligation to get rid of people. You need to look at people who are saying horrible.
I don't like that. I don't like what she just said. It's free speech, but. It's free speech, but no. I do not want to get fired for a difference in speech. Be very clear about what you're saying here. These people are being fired for gloating and celebrating a beloved man's death. This isn't just simply free speech. Sure, they have the right to say it. Sure. Can't hear her? I know, she's too quiet.
Things.
Yeah, it's super quiet. I'll go back and play it again. I want the mainstream media in prison. But no, dude, Pam Bondi's a freaking idiot. We're not going after these people and targeting their free speech. We're going after these people because they're advocating and gloating for people's death. That's the difference. You can call it free speech if you want, but we also have the freedom to not associate with that. But then she what she's doing is she's obfuscating it and making it seem like we're doing what the Democrats were doing. And then the Democrats say it too. Democrats are like, oh, you guys are just taking part in cancel culture now. The cancel culture that they took part in was when we prevented women when we prevented men from going into women's bathrooms, when we advocated against children being mutilated, when we advocated for the closing of the borders, we advocated for the stopping of abortions and murdering children. That's what we were canceled for. We were not canceled for advocating or gloating and dancing on the graves of people. Like that. That's the difference, Pam Bondi. Be very specific in what you're talking about. You can call it free speech, but not all free speech should be associated with your employer.
That's horrific. It's free speech, but you shouldn't be employed anywhere if you're going to say that. And employers, you have an obligation to get rid of people. You need to look at people who are saying horrible things, and they shouldn't be working with you. Businesses cannot discriminate. If you want to go in and...
Yo, bye-bye, YouTube. He's got it right there. They have the right to say it, but Office Depot has the right to run their business as they see fit, and they don't want heartless people working there. Exactly. But if it was Office Depot's business model to decide that they don't want to print something because it goes against their values, goes against their religion, goes against their morals, they should be allowed to do that. They should absolutely be allowed to do that. The reason that she was fired is because that is not the company's policy. She was fired for going against policy. If it was the company's policy to not print political stuff or to not print things that go against their values, that's fair. That's completely fair, and we should not be attacking people's rights for that. We should not be forcing people to do things that we want them to do when they disagree with it. It's as simple as that. And if they did deny it and it was their business model, then you can choose to give them your business or not.
And print posters with Charlie's pictures on them for a vigil, you have to let them do that. We can prosecute you for that. I have Harmeet Dillon right now in our civil rights unit looking at that immediately, that Office Depot
Waste of
had done
time.
that. We're looking at that.
Waste of time.
But Sean, that's horrific.
We have Harmeet Dillon looking at that right now. There's a lot more important things that you could be fucking looking at right now. Walsh continued hammering the DOJ's misplaced priorities. Conservatives, we need the Trump administration to destroy the left-wing terror networks and prosecute everyone who aids and abets them. AG Pam Bondi, best I could do is hate speech laws and suing Office Depot. Literally. Literally. We're sitting here saying, hey, let's ratchet things down. Let's tone down the rhetoric, right? Let's go after the people that are trying to turn the temperature up. Let's go after those people. And here she is, and she's like, I'm actually, I'm looking into going after Office Depot, even though they already fired the people and didn't actually do anything illegal. Crazy. Fuck you, Bondi. Stupid bitch. Anyway, he added hate speech laws don't exist. There also aren't any laws against refusing to print a flyer from a memorial service. So yes, I want the AG to ignore laws that don't exist. Yes, exactly. What does it say? Monsoon Ahmed Qureshi. So you're saying the AG should ignore violations of the law because free markets will fix everything? That's not how equal protection works. Equal laws apply consistently, and they mean nothing. Matt Walsh he's got it right here. Hate speech laws don't exist. Hate speech is free speech. Prove me wrong. There also aren't any laws against refusing to print a flyer for a memorial service. So yes, I want the AG to ignore laws that don't exist. Yeah, and she wasn't fired for refusing to print this. Not really, anyway. She was fired for her conduct, calling this propaganda and not explaining herself well enough. That's why she was fired, ultimately. It wasn't that she refused to print a flyer. Nothing's illegal about that. Or maybe that was a part of why she got fired, because she was refusing to service someone. But still, it was more so her response. It was more so the manager's response to this. It wasn't that they were refusing to print the flyers. If she had refused to print it in a nicer way, she probably wouldn't have gotten fired. But she called it propaganda and was very smug and ignorant. So that's why she got fired. But Matt Walsh is right here. Hate speech laws do not exist. They literally do not exist. And calls to violence are not free speech. They're also not hate speech. Calls to violence are in their own category, known as call to action. And calls to action are not a protected speech in every circumstance. You have to take them in context. Lol, refusing to service someone. Phrasing, Tyler. Phrasing. I love Archer. Archer's great. Archer's a great show. That's a show I should rewatch. I love Archer. Man, you got me thinking about Archer now. Damn it. Oh, that's what I need. Wait, I didn't have the Ron Swanson emote. Oh, no, I need to do that. Guys, you need to remind me to do that today. Now I need to go and see if there's Archer emotes, too. Oh, man. Look, see what you guys did? See what you guys... I have ADD. You can't distract me like this. Can't distract me like... I have ADD. Archer. No, where's Archer? Phrasing. Wait, there's a phrasing meme. Hang on, can I get a smaller one? Phrasing. No, it's not square. Okay, I might have to try to fix it. They have one of Archer, and it says phrasing. Okay, I'll figure it out. It's fine. But yeah, no, Matt Walsh is absolutely right here. So what else is he going to say? Matt Walsh is just hammering this point home. I mean, he's not wrong though. What is the Blaze tweet? The Blaze tweeted out, AG Pam Bondi, there's free speech and then there's hate speech, and there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie in our society. We will absolutely target you, go after you if you are targeting anyone with hate speech. Are you fucking kidding me?
Hate speech. And there is
The U.S. Constitution protects speech from government restriction even when it is offensive or hateful. The First Amendment states Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech. There is no hate speech exception under U.S. law. Thank you for that note. Yeah, let's rate that a good one. Helpful. Yeah. You rated it as helpful. Yeah, that's a helpful note. No, I do not want the government going after people for fucking hate speech, even if it's our side doing it.
there's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle. There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened.
No, there's
to
not.
Charlie.
It's completely separate. What she's talking about is calls for violence. That is not hate speech. Hate speech is separate from calls to violence.
In our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
Did it just repeat? Yeah, it just repeated. No, that's absolutely ridiculous. What a freaking idiot. There should be social consequences for people who openly celebrate the murder of an innocent man, but there obviously shouldn't be any legal repercussions for hate speech, which is not even a valid or coherent concept. There is no law against saying hateful things, and this is really outrageous and infuriating. We're already having a lot of success fighting back against the leftists, celebrating Charlie's death. We don't need Pam Bondi swooping in to throw the entire conversation off the rails by completely missing our point and having a hate speech crackdown in the name of Charlie Kirk, a man who absolutely rejected hate speech laws, is especially grotesque. Charlie Kirk would fucking hate to hear that hate speech laws may be enforced in his name. The absolute tragedy that would be to watch our government enforce hate speech laws in the name of Charlie Kirk. Holy shit, would that be horrible. Bondi is clueless, or she's intentionally about to attack the First Amendment. Charlie would disagree with you, Bondi. So does the rest of the United States and the Constitution. Hate speech does not exist legally in America. There is ugly speech, there's gross speech, there's evil speech, and all of it is protected by the First Amendment. Keep America free. Exactly. Exactly. According to Pam Bondi, hate speech that crosses the line into threats of violence is not protected speech. You're correct. Hate speech that crosses the line into threats of violence is not protected by the First Amendment. You're correct that it's a crime. But that's not hate speech. That is calls to violence. It has its own term. Notice how you said threats that cross over to threats that cross over to violence. Notice how you already differentiate between the two. Because they're different. They're not the same thing. Crazy how that works. For far too long, we've watched the radical left normalize threats, calls for assassinations, and cheer on political violence. That era is over. See, I get what she's trying to say, but she needs to be very fucking specific in the way she says things. You can't just say hate speech. You can't blanket hate speech. That doesn't exist. Be very specific in what you're targeting, Bondi. It is a federal crime to transmit any communication containing any threat to kidnap any person or any threat to injure the person or another. It does make it a felony to threaten public officials, members of Congress, and their families. Yes, please go after the people calling for violence. That's all we're saying. Stop saying hate speech. She needs to come out and clarify her statements. Say, I was wrong. I didn't know what hate speech was. I'm an idiot. Hate speech is not what I was saying it was. She needs to come out and clarify this. She's a fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. Pam Bondi's a blonde retard. You know, it's really unfortunate. This is the best that we've got right now. You guys tired of winning yet? Are you guys tired of winning? I'm very tired. Very tired of winning. Very, 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 very tired of winning. What were you guys saying in the chat? I saw you guys were arguing in the chat. I only want criminals in prison. We can shut down the mainstream. We can shut the mainstream media down. Every business that plays the mainstream on TV is waiting rooms or whatever. Complain to corporate, refuse to do business there. They incite violence and riots. They are negligent, resulting in mass homicide and riots. Look them up already. They broke the law. What a crock of ish. Let's see. Make them hemorrhage money. They're also folding to anti-Semitic speech into this. Yeah, they're also folding that into hate speech and stuff. If they break a law, absolutely. The ones promoting violence, lock them up, etc., etc. Absolutely. Some mainstream media pundits are just ignorant, and ignorance isn't a crime. I agree. I do agree. Mainstream media is wholly Jewish, owned. Fuck the mainstream media. Always say, in my opinion. In my opinion. Well, in my opinion, this person was a piece of crap in Hitler, but, you know, it's just my opinion. Anyone that mentions Jews gets immediately filed in the "you're as insane as the left" filing cabinet in my brain. Anyone that mentions Jews gets immediately filed in the "you're as insane as the left" filing cabinet in my brain. I feel kind of the same way. JDS, but there's absolutely exceptions to that. There's been plenty of times where I'm like, okay, maybe it was the Jews. But there's also, like, for instance, the Charlie Kirk stuff. I don't see any correlation there. I see zero correlation there. But I don't want our response to be an overcorrection. Yeah, that is what I'm worried about. I think there does need to be a little bit of an overcorrection, but I don't want to clamp down on people's speech. Did you say the same thing when we blamed Islam for 9/11? That's a serious question. Well, YouTube, that's the issue, is that we blamed Islam for 9/11 because we didn't want to blame the Jews for it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Anyway, what's up, Iron Man? Yeah, you got a little stabby bear in the chat. Hey, guys, if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel already, you should do so, because I have premium emotes. I'm going to put all the premium emotes in the chat. That's not a premium emote. Oops. I gotta break up the conversation a little bit because I do want to do an ad, and I don't think they want me to talk about Jews and 9/11 before the ad. But yeah, so here, guys, if you guys aren't subscribing to the channel, here's some of the premium emotes we got right there in the chat. But I'm probably gonna be adding more, so you just keep an eye out for that. I'll probably try to add some more today. I joined the military to fight, but I never thought that all Muslims were evil, only the radical extremists. That's fair. What's up, Tyler? Talking about 9/11 truthers? What's up, Republic Boss? No, we were talking about Jews, actually, and I was just making a joke. There has never been an example in all of human history where every person who is part of a group thinks, acts, behaves the same. Yeah. Well, look, this is what I say, right? And I love it because it's from Star Wars. Guys, only Siths deal in absolutes. Don't be a Sith. Don't be a Sith. Anyway, Ron Swanson and Archer emotes coming soon. Shitty Gov is correct. It's so funny when you post premium emotes, it just shows padlocks when you're not a subscriber. What? Really? That's messed up. Wait, well, you guys could see it on the screen at least. You guys could see it on the screen. Shitty Gov has them right here. Got it right here. This one. Wait, this one right here. That one right there. Oh no, it's going off my screen. This one. Look at this one. Those are the premium emotes. They do have the cooler sabers though. Not true. Not true. Those of you that don't know, those of you that can't tell, my favorite color is yellow. So actually, the Guardians of the Force have the best color. Guardians of the Force have the best color. But I can see all of Shika City Gov's emotes. So you can't see mine? Whatever. Whatever. Let's see. What ads do we got though? Let's jump into an ad real quick. Lol, I like emotes. I'm simple. Well, emotes are a good way to express yourself, especially in the chat. If you don't have anything to say, oh, speaking of which, guys, if you haven't typed in the chat this month already, Rumble counts the chatters. So, you just need to message once for the month, and then it counts towards the overall goal. But if you haven't chatted this month, just drop an emote or something. You don't have to comment on anything. Just drop an emote. Let's see. What kind of ads we got today? Emergency kit? Oh, we haven't done an emergency kit from Caddis Sports yet. Let's do accept and start. I should have moved over to my other window. Oops a daisy. Let's close this. Oops. Oh, come on, close it. No, the ad is up. Ah, wrong thing. There we go. Okay, there you go, guys. Ad right here. Check out the ad. So this ad is from Caddis Sports. All right, outdoor crew or anyone who just wants to be ready for anything, check out the Red Pro Series 72-hour emergency kit from Caddis Sports. This is a serious 72-hour survival pack built into a rugged tactical backpack and loaded with everything one person needs. 2,400 calories of food bars, 5 water pouches, thermal emergency blanket, 36-piece first aid kit, emergency stove, and a canteen cup. All of it has a 5-year shelf life, so you're covered for hurricanes, wildfires, blackouts, whatever life throws at you. Whether you're off grid or just want peace of mind at home, this kit's a must-have, compact, reliable, and made for real emergencies. Use code RUMBLE at checkout for 10% off your order today. That's caddissports.com. Gear up, stay safe, and be ready when it counts. You guys could also scan the QR code if you want to go and get that, or at least check it out. But make sure you use code RUMBLE at checkout. Anyway, that's the ad for you guys. Let's see what else you guys saying in the chat. Cool. The cooler people have an emergency kit. Tell me more. That's exactly what I was thinking. I like to hunt. I also like to hunt, but I live in California, so it's a little harder. Well, they go out and hunt Sith, so they need the yellow to match Sith pants. What? Sith pants? Now I want a free emergency kit and a free cooler. I don't know about that, shitty gov. We'll see. Maybe someday. Guys, make sure you hit the like on the video, all that good stuff. We still got more stories to get through. Wow, I've already blown through the hour. Guys, this is crazy. I've already talked for an hour. Have I talked about anything other than Charlie Kirk? The whole first hour was just Charlie Kirk, huh? Wasn't trying to do that. I have other stories. Hey, did anyone find any good news stories that I can cover? Because I kind of covered all of them yesterday that I found. Oh, yeah, the Crowder clip. Thank you. The Crowder clip. I forgot about that. Let's see.
Let me put a finer point on it really clearly. The left wants you dead. And Sam, friends, therefore, believe everything I say. And so we have the top 5 lies that have been spread out there about Charlie Kirk, and we want to definitively correct them. You know, things like he wanted to genocide trans, or the things he said about black people. These are completely untrue. But before we get to that, I wanted to discuss something with you, and I wrote these down as notes. Let me put a finer point on it really clearly. The left wants you dead. And Sam Hyde had a great monologue about this yesterday, but the left wants you dead. Silenced is most important. Dead, just as good. And I think that we've seen that on full display. Not all liberals, not all people who vote Democrat, but too much of the left. They're okay with it. And here's why. I went through all the positions, and I went back through sort of my Rolodex, changed my minds, debates I've had. And every single position that you hold as a conservative, as a Republican, as a right-winger, as MAGA, as libertarian even. Yes, libertarians, they're coming for you too. Every single position you hold has been presented to the public as violence.
I'm not sure where the clip is exactly, guys. I mean, I love Steven Crowder, but we're gonna move it on. If you guys have an exact timestamp, I'll pull it back up. Go watch Sam Hyde's monologue as soon as possible. It's one of the best I've heard about this entire situation from anyone. Yes, Sam Hyde did have a very good video. I need to go finish watching that. Oops, I didn't mean to pull this one up. Oh well, guess we're talking about this one next. All right, guys. Well, here's the news. I pulled this up at the beginning of the show. This is the article that I found. He said it was at 6:30. Okay, we'll go back to it. I have this on screen now. But anyway, go double check for me or something, because I can't keep pulling it up. We got to cover the rest of the stories I have. So I found this one as we were starting the show. Allegedly drunk Democrat state senator passes out in his vehicle at a stoplight, gets busted on DUI charge. Senator claims he was just way too tired. Let's see. A Democratic state senator just got busted last week for getting behind the wheel of a car after allegedly having a little too much to drink, in the latest instance of the party's officials misbehaving. On Tuesday, the Las Vegas Metro Police Department released footage of Nevada State Senator Edgar Flores falling asleep inside his vehicle at a red light. In this video, officers discovered an unresponsive Flores with his keys in the ignition of his Jeep Wrangler. Even more alarmingly, the vehicle was still in drive, though thankfully his foot was on the brake. Well, good thing he fell asleep with his foot on the brake, I guess. 39-year-old Flores is so sound asleep that one officer had to knock on the car's window to startle him awake. This came after police tried to open the door and flash him with lights. Officers ordered Flores to park his car and step out of the vehicle. Then they started asking him questions, including why he was asleep and how much he had been drinking. "Why are you sleeping in your vehicle?" One officer inquired. "Sorry, I think I must have fallen asleep," Flores answered. "How much have you had to drink tonight? Be honest with me." Flores claims he only had one beer. Then officers subjected him to a field sobriety test after discovering he was a state senator. Body cam footage shows Flores stumbling during the test. After several minutes, officers decide to arrest Flores on suspicion of DUI.
Obtaining video of the arrest of a sitting state senator. Good evening to you. I'm Brian Loftus.
I'm Denise Valdez. Our investigators breaking the news of Democratic State Senator Edgar Flores' arrest on suspicion of DUI. Police finding Flores asleep at a stoplight last week.
Hey, put it in park.
He starts laughing.
Put it in
He starts laughing.
park. Open the door.
This was around 3 in the morning near Lake Mead and Lamb in the Northeast Valley. Flores telling us he was not impaired, though police did take him into custody and later took samples of his blood. We do not yet know those results. Here's part of the conversation prior to his arrest.
How much you had to drink tonight? Be honest with me.
I thought I had a drink. I'm sorry, but I think I just fell asleep.
Okay, you had what? Just a drink?
Yes, sir.
Of what?
I had a beer.
Flores telling us he had a full day of work and said he was tired and regrets falling asleep.
Now, Flores is facing a DUI charge. He is not yet formally charged, and his court date is scheduled for.
Well, KLAS show that officers revealed Flores stopped in the roadway in a travel lane and displayed droopy eyes, slow speech, delayed responses, and confusion. He's later booked in the Clark County Detention Center in charge of the DUI misdemeanor. Following the incident, Flores released a statement obtained by KLAS saying he was just way too tired. "I'm not suggesting that anybody should be driving that tired. It was 100% my fault. I was just way too tired. Driving tired is dangerous, and I should not have been in that position. Luckily, it was just me sleeping, but still, in another scenario, you could be swerving or hit a car. So there are other scenarios where this could have been bad." I don't know about you guys, but if I take a power nap at the wheel and then I'm woken up by a cop, I'm not going to exactly be tired anymore. Especially if I'm a state senator with my life and job on the line. So of course he's going to come out and say he wasn't drunk. Flores' team also released a statement on X which claimed their boss was stopped after a long day of work, community events, evening exercise, and a late-night dinner. They also insisted he was telling the truth and that the breathalyzer returned clean. However, KLAS notes that LVMPD claimed Flores refused a preliminary breath test at the scene. Moreover, his toxicology report will take about 90 days to be processed. So yeah, they're just lying. They're just lying. This guy was probably drunk. I'll say it now, it's my opinion. This guy was probably drunk. Just my opinion. I'll just do what the mainstream media does. It's just my opinion, but this guy was drunk. All right, let's move over to here. Go back over here. Do what do I want to talk about? I don't feel like talking about that. This one's funny. Let's see. What are you guys saying in the chat? "You used to almost fall asleep at the wheel when I was trucking. That little black dog is real." Absolutely. "I legitimately fell asleep while driving years ago and woke up just in time to correct myself and got home. Scared the ish out of me. I couldn't imagine drinking first. Yeah, I've been too tired while driving before, and it is scary. It's not something I recommend you do. But drinking, I have never drove while drinking. I'm told it's fun, but I'm assuming those people are absolutely retarded. So when they go to court, they identify as an entertainment company. Well, yeah. I'm here to see. That's the difference, though. I am here to entertain you guys while also inform you guys. I want to entertain and inform. But the difference with them is that they'll say that they're just trying to inform. But they're not, are they? Let's see. Do I want to talk about this story? What time is it? It's already 9:17. Let's see. I got a lot of things I need to take care of today, and my stomach is not sitting very well with me. So I think I'm gonna cut down some of these stories, save them for tomorrow. This one's not very important. Okay, let's do these stories. We'll save that one for last. Save that one. Let's do this next one. Good assumption. Never ignore that dog. When they go to court, they identify as an entertainment company. Almost dinner time for me? What are you talking about, Shitty Go? Entertain us then. Show us that hairless chest. Hairless? Huh. Probably like one of the hairiest people you'd ever meet, but okay. Say so. Hairless. Interesting. Okay. Totally not like a fuzzy gorilla, but anyway. Who knows? I mean, have you guys seen my arm? Well, actually, the camera doesn't really pick it up. Can't really see. Oh, you can kind of see it. I got a lot of hair. I have quite a bit of hair. Hair on my head. Hair on my face. Hair on my back. Everywhere. Got hair everywhere. Thankfully, I don't have that like weird shoulder hair that people get. Oh God, that'd be disgusting. Oh, no. I don't know how I deal with that. Your daughter, it's... Wait, what? 7:18 here in NE. Oh! You mean lunch? What do you mean dinner time? You mean lunch? It's almost lunchtime? Is that what you meant? That's Wait, yeah, what is NE? Hang on a minute. What is NE? What state is that? You mean NC? North Carolina? What you talking about? Who's DMing me? Who has sent me messages? Something on the Timcast Discord. Okay. Tim Pool's having Will Tanner on tonight. I'm not sure who that is. Gives me more time. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Nope, I mean NE. Okay, well, Nebraska? Oh, Nebraska. Yeah. Breakfast, dinner, supper, Nebraska. Wait, so you guys don't have lunch? Dinner and supper are synonyms. Exactly. It's okay. He's from Nebraska. He's from Nebraska. We it's a flyover state. You know, it's I'm joking. But I'm not joking about this, guys. What I'm not joking about is Donald Trump. Guys, I want him to succeed. I really want Trump to succeed, guys. He just keeps making mistakes. I don't know how else to say it. He keeps making mistakes. Trump extends TikTok shutdown deadline for now the 4th time after reaching framework deal with China. He's trying so hard to save TikTok. Why? Why? I know why. He thinks it won him the election. He thinks that the conversations being had on TikTok actually benefited him and helped win him the vote. Yeah, the only reason they did that is because they wanted to continue spreading propaganda to young minds in this country. They realized that the only way to do that was to convince Republicans who were about to enter power that TikTok was actually a good thing. That's it. That's the only reason that they started running some pro-Trump stuff. But TikTok absolutely still spreads propaganda. They should not be a media company in this country. We are not allowed to run Facebook. We're not allowed to run X, Reddit, 4chan, Parler, Truth Social. Name them. Threads, Blue Sky. You don't run it in China. China doesn't run that. China, you're not allowed to have it. The only way you're allowed to have it is if you get through their networks and do VPNs and all this stuff. They block those sites. But we're supposed to just allow TikTok. They won't allow our social medias because they know it'll poison the minds of their people. But we're supposed to allow TikTok so they can poison the minds of our people. Personally, Americans need to play by China's rules when it comes to trade. Absolutely. I'm a big advocate for treat others as you wish to be treated. And China has shown us how they wish to be treated. That and one of his big contributors were heavily invested in TikTok. I wouldn't doubt that. Die on that hill as long as you know you're dying as an outlier. Wait, which one? Dinner is lunch, supper is supper. I will die on this hill. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I'm sorry, sick of shitty gov. I guess that's just Nebraska. X is a division 2. Yes, it is. It can be quite divisive, but it's also a good place for conversation. At times, it just kind of depends. I brought up the story earlier, YouTube, about foreign adversaries using it to, spread disinformation and stuff like that. The solution I would have for that is that Elon Musk should implement a setting you can turn on where you only get tweets from Americans and only people that are verified. I would love that. I would love if my entire feed was nothing but blue check marks. That's what I want. I don't want to see all these people that won't verify their identity. I don't know if you're a real person. Probably just some Indian. And if you don't have the $10 to pay for X, I don't know what to tell you. The only reason I pay for it is because Rumble pays for it. All the streams and stuff I do. Me doing these streams and stuff, Rumble pays for itself, and X pays for itself when I do that. So, Tommy T1441, what's up, Tommy? Tommy just started following. What's up? Thanks for the follow, dude. Make sure you like drop an emote in the chat if you're still here. That way it counts you in the algorithm or whatever. X, they need to stop putting you into an echo chamber. Absolutely, I do agree there. They do that pretty bad. But that's kind of an issue. I don't know if that's necessarily the question there. YouTube is that by design or is that just something that happens naturally? Because the goal of these media sites is to keep you on there as long as possible. So one of the ways they do that is they give you things that they know you're going to read, and people are less likely to sit there and read an opinion they don't agree with. And that's how we end up with these echo chambers, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Rumble. You get put into these algorithms where it's like, hey, we want you to stay on the platform. We're going to keep giving you things that we think you'll watch or we know you'll watch. My X doesn't put me in an echo chamber. I see more of what I want, but I see a lot of things I completely disagree with regularly. It just depends. It depends on how. So that's the big thing, though, Boosh, is that you probably actually sit and read some of those things that you disagree with, like I do. Like my algorithm will show me things that I disagree with, but it depends on how you're interacting on these social media sites. It'll tailor your algorithm. I use Rumble and Discord. Social media was too much for me. That's fair. Let's see. President Donald Trump formally extended the deadline to keep the social media app TikTok available in the United States until December 16th, giving time to complete the framework of the deal announced Monday after talks between American and Chinese government officials. The executive order signed on Tuesday by Trump was the fourth time he has bypassed federal law to prolong the deadline for the China-associated TikTok to sell its assets to the American company or face a ban. The original deadline set by Congress was January 19th. He has now fully extended it an entire year. We're 3 days short on an entire year that he has now extended this. Ridiculous. Ban it. Ban it. Ban it, and then allow them to come back if they want to sell. Allow them to come back after they sell off all of their assets to an American. So that's of this year, a day before Trump took the oath of office for his second term. Trump was asked Tuesday the framework deal he announced a day earlier and repeated that he would discuss TikTok with Chinese President Xi Jinping on Friday. He said there are companies that want to buy the social media app owned by ByteDance and that details about its potential suitors would be announced soon. I hate to see value like that thrown out the window, Trump said as he departed the White House with his wife, First Lady Melania Trump, for a state visit to the United Kingdom. Oh, man, guys, I'm not feeling well. I might have to run to the restroom. What's that? Yeah, I need to run to the restroom. Guys, I'm going to play some music, and I'll come back and I'll finish up. Or actually, fuck, it might take me a minute. I'm not feeling well right now. But yeah, so TikTok got extended, and then I have some other stories that I wanted to pull up. I think I could tough it out for a second. I have this one from Joe Biden. We'll cover this tomorrow, because this one is kind of funny. But we'll cover this tomorrow. So let's see. No, I think fuck. What do I want to do here? I really need to use the restroom. Let's share this article here. Yeah, TikTok got extended again. Trump is gay, and yeah, it is what it is, I guess. I wanted to bring up this story. I guess this is my good story of the day because it's kind of funny. Tyler got the urge to splurge. No, I have IBS. I have IBS. I get flare-ups in the morning sometimes. Apparently, this is one of those mornings. I could tough it out for this last story. I'll live. It's okay. I have a theory there may be more going on these sites, subliminals, than we know. Time to paint the porcelain. Hey, I got to take the Browns to the Super Bowl, guys. Sorry. But anyway, I want to bring up this story because this is from The Independent. I thought this was hilarious. Woman named ISIS must change her license plate that reads, I am ISIS, according to the DMV. Guys, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This woman should absolutely be allowed to keep her license plate. It's her name. It's her name, dude. Like, if I was named Hamas, am I not allowed to have a license plate that reads, I am Hamas? If I get named Adolf, am I not allowed to put on a license plate, I am Adolf? Like, it's her name. She should be allowed to do this. And what's fucked up about this, right, is she's had this since 2022. She's had this since 2022, paying the required fee, and has renewed it each year without issue until now. So what it was, you know what I'm assuming happened here, is she went to renew it this time around, and some fucking Karen got it to come across her desk, and she's like, oh my god, this is so offensive. You can't do that. You gotta change your license plate. Fucking, man, it's her name. It's her name. Let her have her name on her license plate. Seriously? And if someone misconstrues it to think that she's talking about the terrorist organization, that's their problem, all right? Because as far as I'm aware, it is absolutely your right as an American to use your freedom of speech to say that you support a terrorist group. Hot take. I know. Hot take. Hot take. You're allowed to say you support a terrorist group. What you're not allowed to do is support calls to violence. You can't support calls to violence, but you can absolutely talk about and support a terrorist group. You're allowed to do that. You can't call for violence, though. I don't understand the license plate thing. SCOTUS determined they are free speech. Back when I Eat Ass was on the man's truck in Florida, they ruled in his favor. Exactly. This is a free speech issue. She's absolutely allowed to do this. Especially because it's her name. Archer works for ISIS. I know. Archer. Yeah, what if she's talking about ISIS from the show Archer? Like, there's so many different things that are related to ISIS. It's not just the terrorist group. Because the agency says it could be interpreted as an expression of support for the ISIS terror group. Well, oh well. Why not? It helps people remember the plate when a crime goes down. Exactly! Unique license plates are beneficial for society because if that car is ever used in a crime, a lot easier to remember than some random sequence of letters and numbers. A lot easier to remember the license plate reading I am ISIS than it is to remember 4Y67B911. Like, a lot easier to remember something than something like that. But yeah, so now they're trying to get her to force her to change it. It can also be denied if it conveys messages about race, religion, gender identity, or other protected characteristics. This includes references to violence, crime, or gangs, or falsely implies government or law enforcement affiliation. The use of slang, foreign words, phonetic spellings, or mere images also fall into these prohibited categories. The letter sent to ISIS Wharton explained why I am ISIS can be construed as I am Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, the DMV spokesperson told The Independent. Okay, but I don't care how it's interpreted. I don't care how it's misconstrued. That's not my problem. It is not my problem how you interpret the things I write. Not my problem. If what I say is illegal, then it's my problem. Then it's my problem how you interpreted it. But this is absolutely freedom of speech here. Freedom of speech. You should be allowed to have this. Customers with personalized plate configurations deemed non-compliant by the DMV are entitled to request a hearing before the Office of Administrative Hearings. The letter Ms. Wharton received provides information on how to request a hearing. Yeah, absolutely. She should win this. Free speech clause protects people saying their own messages on personalized license plates, so most likely the DMV is not going to be able to prevent her from saying that, Jacob said. Wharton said she has her mother's support in this matter too. My mom was so upset. She loves my name. She's always been a big advocate for anyone that's been offended by my name. So she was like, do not change it, she said. No, I don't think she should. I do not think she should. What's up, Mad Stork? He said, I hate companies. What happened? I spent over an hour dealing with billing for one. Oh, well, yeah, that sounds about right. Didn't a Navy welder have an I eat ass on his gloves in a Navy Insta post? That sounds hilarious, and he should be allowed to do that. Damn, Iron Man. Damn. Coming in with the I hate Texas. Oof. Let's see, Bush. They just did this in Maine, too. Any plate the state determines to be inappropriate, they will refuse. Dude, that's an attack on free speech. I reject your reality and substitute my own. Basically, yeah. Bad case of the mud butt. Yeah, that's literally what I'm going to be doing after this. Sorry, guys. Why it helps people remember the name. Yep. I don't understand why companies today make it difficult to give them money. I don't know, man. They don't want your money. That's ultimately what it comes down to. They don't actually want your money. I don't know. But all right, guys, we're gonna start winding things down because I do need to use the restroom. But what's called that? Let's see. Who should I raid out to? I need to find some like people to raid out to. On you know this new schedule I have, guys. This is the permanent new schedule, by the way. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, okay, never mind. Let's see. Go over to Rumble. I need to find someone to raid out to. Who should I raid out to? Who's live right now? Steven Crowder is live, but I feel like he's probably ending his show, isn't he?
But as long as
No,
they
he's still
weren't
live.
violent towards you, there was no reason to get violent towards.
All right, I'm gonna raid out to Steven Crowder today. We're gonna raid out to Steven Crowder. Should I end with my song today? I usually end with my song. Let's see. Thoughtcast with Jeff D is live right now. Yes. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I'm actually going to be live with Jeff D from Thoughtcast at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 9 o'clock Eastern. So please go and Tyler in 5 minutes. So please go follow Thoughtcast with Jeff D on Rumble. Go do that now. Do it now. Let me pull up his page so you guys have the right one. I'm not gonna raid out to him. I raided out to him yesterday. I'm gonna try to raid to someone different every day. I love Thoughtcast. He does a good show. Wait, is he live? I don't see him in my list. Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay.
And the law enforcement.
He's live right now. Yeah, so go follow him. Thoughtcast with Jeff D down here at the bottom. Go follow him, guys. Go follow him. Friend of the show. I will be on his show later tonight. So please go follow him. Check him out. Drop a like on his video. If you guys want to go watch him instead of watching Steven Crowder, I implore you to go do so. He does a really good show. Really good show. He does similar things to what I do. Does it all himself. Go check him out. Anyway. I'm going to leave you guys with one more ad because Rumble likes when I do these ad thingy-majiggers. Let's do the Caddis Sports. Caddis Sports does some good ads. Let's do one more for Caddis Sports, and then I'll get out of your guys' hair. Let's see. All right, we got another one for Caddis Sports. Float tube. All right, anglers, if you're ready to fish remote lakes or quiet rivers in total stealth mode, check out the Nevada River float tube from Caddis Sports. This U-shaped beast is built for serious fishing missions. Ultra stable, super maneuverable, and tough as nails thanks to heavy-duty ripstop material and double-stitched seams. You get a padded backrest, oversized seat, 2 large gear pockets, a rod holder, stripping apron, and even a dry fly patch. Everything you need to stay locked in and ready when the bite is on. Fluorescent accents keep you visible out on the water, and carry handles make it easy to haul in and out. Whether you're chasing bass in the shallows or hiking into the alpine trout lakes, the Nevada float tube is built for the job. The Nevada float tube is built for the job. Use code RUMBLE at checkout for 10% off your order today. That's caddissports.com. CADDIS sports.com. Get out there, stay light, and catch the big one. There you go, guys. So we had 2 ads from Caddis Sports today. If you go and buy anything from Caddis Sports, make sure you use that code RUMBLE if you decide to go and get anything from them. There we go. All right, let's see. Steven Crowder is live, correct? Steven Crowder is no longer live. God damn it. Okay, well, I tried. Steven Crowder was live. Do I want to raid out the Thoughtcast? I may raid out the Thoughtcast. What is Yankee doing? Music and chat? He's just doing a music in chat. Who's the soundboard lord? What's he doing? Sea of Thieves. All right. Here, you guys can go watch some video games. Sea of Thieves is fun. Let's see. What are they doing right now? Are they in a fight?
This isn't going out.
All right, guys.
Come on, Water
You have a great
Barrel.
rest of your day.
You
Thank
need
you
it
guys for
all.
tuning in. Don't forget my emotes, Tyler, Archer, and Ron Swanson. I'll do it after I use the restroom, of course. But thank you guys. I appreciate all you guys coming in. Make sure you hit that like button. Yeah, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna send the raid over. Later, guys. Let him know I sent you. Go spam his chat. Spam his chat with raid sirens. Spam his chat. Spam his chat with the raid sirens.
The fire out.
Raid sirens. I want to see you guys in there. Raid sirens.
It didn't do anything. Oh, it did. Hey.
Oh, nice. He has the blowhorn.
I blew it out. Hey, let's go.
Oh, he put out the fire with it? Hell yeah.
Well, what if I don't have my baby
Raid.
We survived the encounter. Look at Milker. He's pissed off. He goes, I can't go that far.
Hell yeah, guys.
Let's fucking go!
Soundboard Lord playing those soundboards.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh yeah. All right, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna go take the Browns to the Super Bowl. Later, everybody.
YouTube. Who else we got in here today? Tyler Today News has rated the stream. The Republic Boss, Mighty Pete, YouTube, Sick of Shit. God, you guys are badass. I love these names. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome the fuck in.
USA